National Director Steve Hyun. I always learn a lot of story about Steve. Like he all the time, very high energy, and he keeps sharing every day, non-stop. And but his story about how he have a Philippine market and how he have a Taiwan market is incredible. Can you share with us about a little bit about yourself, your background, why you joined Riman, and how you have a big team like this? Thank you so much, and we really appreciate
Thank you,
Steve.
Angela, Senior Director Angela, and it's an honor to be here on your team call just to speak to all of you. And I do appreciate your leadership, your friendship as well, and you're one of the most powerful leaders here with our Riman company as well. So once again, good evening, everyone, for dialing in. I'm not sure where everyone is right now. California. I've been here for about 10 years, and by my background, prior to Riman, I've been in business, but more importantly, I've been working in the Korean entertainment industry as a CEO for about 10 plus years, and working in Korean entertainment for 10 plus years. I have my own company. We produce a lot of K-pop shows and worked with a lot of K-pop stars the last 10 years. I've also been an entrepreneur, owning my own medical company, and I've been in various businesses. But Riman was introduced to me about 2 years ago through Mr. Danny Bay. And of course, Mr. Danny Bay is a very successful leader. So I took a look into Riman. Even though I was a guy, I still saw that this was a very powerful company, a very big company. And I was pretty impressed. I was impressed with the company background. I was impressed with their numbers. I was impressed with their marketing and branding. And of course, their products. And of course, the compensation plan, right? And for me, I didn't want to get involved in a company if the numbers didn't make sense. So when I looked into the compensation plan, it was a very, very good compensation plan. So all those criteria made me say yes. And of course, many of you know my story. When I first got started, I knew that in this industry, your story was the most important thing. So I knew that I needed to have a very, very fast success story. So I became a team leader my first 7 days. And the way that I did it was very simple. I literally messaged 100 girls and I asked everybody, hey, do you have any interest in K beauty? Some say yes, some said no, some said I want to try the products. 50 people tried out the travel kits. I gave 50 people free travel kits. They tried it out, and and then my first week, I had 7 senior managers, 3 managers, and we signed up 30, 40, 50 people and did 80,000 BP my first 2 weeks. And that's how I first started my first, career with Riman, right? And that was my first story. And then later on, I was obviously doing Riman every single day, every single week, and every single month. And eventually became, right, a top #1 team leader as well. And a lot of people ask me, hey, Steve, how did you go #1 in the company, right? And it wasn't because I was #1 every month. It wasn't about that. What separated, myself and maybe some other people was I was very consistent on my Riman business. I didn't do it only 3 times a week or 4 times a week. I did it every single day. And not every single day. Sometimes I did multiple times every single day. And I was so consistent on my business every single day, no breaks, no vacation, no holidays, that eventually I went #1 in the company, right? And that's how powerful being consistent is. You don't have to be the best every month. You don't have to be the best this month. All you have to do is be consistent, because the more consistent you are, the better you become. So me being consistent on my Riman business every single day, I got better. A lot of people ask me, Steve, how are you so good in Zoom call presentations? You know what I tell them? Do you know how many Zoom presentations I did? Thousands of Zoom presentations. That's why my English Zoom presentation is good, right? It's not because I was naturally good. I just did it so many times, right? And obviously, when I was building Riman, and at one point, in the beginning, I always had a big goal, okay? Just letting everybody know. Like, my goal was not to make 10, 20, $30,000 a month. Me and Danny Bay's goal was always saying, we want to make $1 million a month, right? So we already had high standards from the very beginning when we started Riman. And I remember building Riman, and it was going well, and everything every month it was getting better and better, but I felt like I was missing something. So what happened was I started looking for new people, and I remember my hairstylist. My hairstylist at the time was a very young lady, and she was doing my hair, and I was giving her some samples, and she didn't give me any referrals. I'm like, okay, you know what? I need to change my hairstylist. So I kept on going to different hair salons, changing my hairstylist, and eventually I kept giving this lady sample, sample, sample. And then one day her customer was Corey, which is the Filipino director today. And she's like, what is that stick bomb you're using? What is that? She's like, oh, it's a Korean product. I have a friend named Steve that sells this. She's like, I would love to sell that product. Can you connect me with Steve? She introduces me to Corey. Corey comes for a pop-up, tries products out, only signs up as a planner. But a few days later, she introduced me to her cousin, Hazel, that signed up as a senior manager. It became a director. Then Eileen became a director, and then Marisol became a director. And now there's like 5 directors in that one leg. And of course, built a huge Filipino organization. And that's why, of course, now a company is very excited for Philippines as well, right? So, I didn't know Corey before Riman, right? So what's unique about it is I met her doing Riman, right? So some of you may ask, Steve, what if I don't know 4 directors or many team leaders and they're not in my network? How am I going to become a director? How am I going to become ST or ND? I met Corey along the way. Okay, so that's how my Filipino organization grew. And as that was building and building and building, I met Kevin, who also became my director. I met him online on social media. He contacted me on social media, and we had a meeting, and we had a he joined, and his mom joined, and I went to Taiwan. And when I was in Taiwan, I also met Jack and Winnie, of course, and they were also interested in Riman, but they met with me and we had a conversation. I told them about the vision for Riman Asia. I told them what we're going to be doing, and they got excited. They saw the vision, they got started, and right away, they became team leaders and directors and senior directors, and now built a very, very big organization now in the Taiwan market, of course, which expanded from Taiwan to now Malaysia to China to Hong Kong. And now, of course, Asia is booming right now, and they're doing very well, right? So, but I didn't know them before Riman. I met them along the way. When one country was opening up, I made a decision, I'm going to build in Taiwan. And even though I only know one person, I don't care. I'm going to go there. I'm going to build. I'm going to meet people. And that's what I did. And, all of you, of course, are going to be building your business as well, right? So you have to have the end in mind of thinking like, all right, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and you're going to do it no matter what, right? So that's what happened to me. Then I went to Taiwan, team exploded. Of course, them doing well. My Filipino team started doing very well now too, because now Taiwan team was exploding. Filipino team started exploding now. So now these 2 teams are growing and growing. That got me to, of course, senior director, right? And then, of course, my other leg in Taiwan became a director. And of course, and then I also, as I was, of course, doing meetings and business, I also met Jessica on social media. She came for a pop-up, used the products. Later on, she signed up as a senior manager. Later on, she became a team leader. And then later on, she became a director. And that's how I became a national director, right? But, for me, my reason why, of course, was always so strong that this was not my first time doing direct sales. I've done direct sales part-time in the past, but never full-time. But, I always had a strong reason why. It's like I grew up in New York. My family came from Korea. We didn't come from we weren't like a rich family, but my brother became a dentist. My sister became a dentist, went to Harvard. Her husband went to Harvard Medical School, became a plastic surgeon. All my cousins, everybody was like doctors and lawyers, and everyone had a prestigious position. And I was the black sheep. I was the one that was saying, I want to go into business. And of course, while everybody did well and they saw me sometimes struggling here and there, I needed to prove to my family, hey, you know what? I could be successful in this business. That's why for me, it didn't matter, obviously how many rejections or meetings I had to do. I was like, I'm going to do this no matter what and become successful, right? But not only just become successful and not only just hit the positions, I said, you know what? I'm going to make a big income in this company as well and help a lot of people along the way, right? And that's kind of like how my journey has been so far with Riman. And, obviously, I've been working every single day. I've been traveling a lot as well and building business in, all parts. I was just in Malaysia. I was just in Philippines. I was just in Hong Kong and Taiwan and China. And every market right now is so excited right now for Riman to open up in those countries. And I met so many people just hungry and just so, they're so excited for Riman. I haven't seen so many excited people in Asia about Riman as well. And just seeing how excited they are, I know that gave me a little bit more like, wow, like Riman is every country they open up is going to be big. Every country we do business in is going to be big. So I say, you know what? I got to make sure I participate or have some team members in all those teams in all those areas, right? But don't worry if you don't have team members in other countries, don't worry about that. Sometimes you just have to focus on building your team locally, right? And eventually you'll meet somebody either on social media or your networks that can connect you to somebody, let's say in Mexico, somebody in Asia, right? And that's how you can really grow your business. I focus a lot on my local business first before expanding internationally as well, right? But every time I was out and about, whether I'm at the hotel or Uber ride or restaurant, I'm talking to everybody. Everyone that I talk to, I talk to them about Riman. Everyone that I meet, my waitress, right? I have a conversation with her, right? I ask her how long you've been working as a waitress. Do you like your job? She's she said I'm just doing this for part-time for money, right? I said, hey, look, the number one KB company just launched here. They're looking for people. You're sharp. You speak well. We'd love to connect with you. Hey, let's connect on Instagram, right? So like everyone that I meet along the way, I get the phone number, I get the social media, Instagram, whatever it is, and I keep on meeting new people. I keep on meeting new people, and I stay in phase one. And what I mean by that phase one is that I signed up personally on my first level. Now I think over maybe like 200 people, but it was always about, yes, I signed up people. Yes, I would sign up some manager and senior manager. And yes, I signed up new business partners, but I never waited on them. I never waited on them to become a team leader or director, right? I was just always building and building and building, helping my team, but at the same time, many people help your team, you help your team members out, but you forget to do the most basic thing, which is signing up new people and staying in phase one. Because once my team members are like, wow, Steve is just signing up people every single day, he's just signing up people, building new leaders. And every month I was promoting new team leaders and new team leaders and new team leaders. Now the mindset was like, oh my gosh, Steve is like, he has many leaders, he has many teams, he could work with a lot of people. So now my team was like, okay, you know what? Like, I got to start working. So it inspired my team to work harder, right? When they see the leader working harder, it inspires your team. So sometimes some of you may ask, hey, Steve, how come my team is not going fast? Well, understand that it's the leader, right? You want to, if you want your team to go fast, you got to go fast, right? So, I see a big vision with Riman. I see Riman becoming, a mega global, huge, force globally in like 50 plus countries. That we're opening up all those countries next year. That we're going to be in Mexico, all these places. There's so much interest. There's so much happening right now. And we are all so lucky to be a part of Riman this early, right? This early. And of course, you're working with some of the best directors in your team and senior directors in your team. And, you guys have a very, very strong, powerful organization, right? Very, very strong, powerful organization. So, I'm all in with Riman. I love Riman. I'm truly building it on a day-to-day basis. But, one thing I want to share with all of you is that, obviously next year is coming. 2025 is coming, right? Next year, we have the 6 countries opening up. We have new products coming out. We have color cosmetics coming out, new product lines coming out next year. And, we only have this one chance and one opportunity to really build our story from now till then. Because why? Next year, when we open up all these countries, guess what? So many people from so many countries are going to be looking for leaders to work with, right? There's a lot of Vietnamese people from everywhere. There's a lot of people in all countries looking for leaders to work with. And guess what? You want those people to find you. You want those people to find you on social media. You want to find you as the leader, right? And if you're a director or higher, guess what? That's gonna get more people to contact you to learn more about Riman, right? And that's why it's so important to work so hard now because of what's happening next year. I told my team the same thing. Like, this timing we have right now is a once in a lifetime opportunity, opening up in 6 countries with 6 big countries and all the global expansion happening. You got to get to the higher positions ASAP. You got to build the story right now. You got to build a success story right now. That's what I'm telling my team right now because of what's happening next year. And guess what? If the ones that actually work now to next year, we're going to actually really benefit next year, right? It's going to be a big change. And I see it. I see the next 5 years. I see the next 10 years. I completely see it so clearly of where we're going to be. And I would love to see so many of you winning big next year. Not just next year, but in 5 years and 10 years and 20 years. And then 10, 20 years later, when your kids are all grown up, living in a beautiful house, you're in your dream home, you look back and you say, wow, back in 2024, December, We had a Zoom call with Steve. I worked my tail off. 2025, I crushed it. And now we live the dream life today because of what we did in 2024. And I've seen it happen with other companies and other leaders as well. My friends in other companies, they've been there for over 30 to 40 years in other companies, living their dream life today, living their dream life today. But who knew that could have happened for them? And for many of you that are on the call today, it could happen for you. And I truly, truly believe it. And the best part is you guys have such a great support system and team members in all parts of North America. I know you guys are dominating in all parts of USA, Canada, other markets as well. So you guys have a great support system. You have great leaders. You're not doing this by yourself. Plus, you have other great leaders in the community that's also supporting and helping all of you to, of course, grow your business as well, right? So, I mean, I'm excited. I mean, I've been working. I mean, I've been doing meetings every single day, and I'm just super excited, of course, but more excited to see all of your future growth as well. And I know you have a great team and great leaders, and I see great potential with so many of you, in your next few months. And I know next year is going to be a big year. It's going to be a very, very big year, and I'm very excited, and I know, who knows what's going to happen in 2026. I heard some rumors, but let's see what's going to happen. And it's going to be really good. And, I'm really inspired to see, what's going to happen for all of us as well. But, for me personally, I'm letting all of you know that I'm working my hardest right now. I'm talking to more people right now. I have bigger goals and bigger inspirations, and going out there, helping my team members and doing more now. I'm not taking a step back as a national director. I'm working even harder right now to get more people to national director, to get more people to have success stories. And like they say, the more people you help, the easier it is for your business to grow. But as a national director today, I'm letting all of you know that the financials, my position right now, the income, it's very good. Every month, my income goes up higher and higher. It's very stable. It's very good. So I can say that, working hard this past year and a half was truly a blessing, right? I'm very fortunate to have worked so hard past year and a half. So for all of you that are on the call today, don't take your time, becoming a national director, some people do it in 5 years, some people do it in 2 years or even 1 year. It's just the amount of work you're doing compressed. And if you do it right, if you just get it over with, it's so much easier. It's so much easier. And I know there's going to be many, many national directors coming out of this organization, many new senior directors and many more directors coming out of this team as well. So you've been inspiring a lot of people. I know your team is growing every single day. And I look forward to meeting many of you and seeing many of you, of course, at the Las Vegas convention as well. And of course, I'm always open to helping any of you like this coming on a team call to share some insights and share some words to help, give you some little bit of benefits as well.
Wow, amazing. Thank you so much, listener Director Steve Hyun. I think today we have a Zoom call at 5 p.m. and then you have a Zoom at 6 and now you have a Zoom at 7.
Yeah.
So, all the time when I see him, he always, very high energy and even I met him in a person, but he always helpful, answer all the questions. Amazing. That's why it lead by example. That's why I learned a lot about leadership about Steve. Thank you so much. And also, if you check about YouTube or Instagram, you can see a lot of video about Steve training Riman and business plan. But Steve talking about how he have the Philippine team, right? He changed the hair salon. He go to Philippine the hair salon and he gave her the stick bomb only from one stick bomb. The stick bomb. So hair design give to the Connie. The customer, her name is Connie, and now Connie become director, and Connie give to introduce for the Hazel, right? Hazel from Sacramento. Hazel become director, and Hazel introduce Island. So Island Philippines become director. Island introduce the Michelle in Vegas, and Michelle become director. Oh, director. But you think about it, next year Philippines open on maybe June or June, maybe open very soon on next year. So all the Philippine people will come back to Philippines and, do the business. You think about it, how big is that?
It'll be
But
crazy.
Steve didn't know the hairstylist will be big, right? He only thinking about change the hairstylist. So
Yeah.
we same thing. We have to change the hairstylist, change the nail design, change the eyelash. We have to go different person and we share Riman. But I love about Steve is he keeps share every day. Even he become national director, but he didn't stop it. He share. I see he how many director you think you make in the short like few year? How many director you think?
How many director right now so far?
How many director so far right now, and how many director you want
Okay.
you develop in a short 5 year?
So right now I have like I think like 16, 17 directors around there.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
my goal right now is 1,000 directors.
1,000 director. Wow,
Yeah,
amazing.
1,000 directors and 100 nationals.
100 national director.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. But and he have a director from Taiwan. I know Kevin very young, right? I think
Yeah. Guy.
under 30, and
Yeah.
he's a
29.
man too.
Yeah.
29, but he become director in very short time.
Yeah.
And Steve know Kevin because Kevin see the social media, I think Instagram, because
Yeah.
Steve marketing on Instagram. So Kevin saw the Steve Instagram and they connect together. That's why Steve have a Taiwan team. So like we don't say like, oh, because I don't have a friend, so I cannot do remain business. It's not like that. We have a potential people. We have a number A everywhere, right? Everywhere we have a number A. That's why important is we keep looking for that. Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much. Okay, Director Tiffany, you have a question. Go ahead.
Thank you so much for bring the new motivation for our team, and it's super good to listen to you and learn a lot, and especially with the job. Actually, that is your goal, because I'm just kidding, because you hit the top of the level national director. So that's why I just kidding asking you, hey, what are your goal right now? I thought that you satisfied, but no, you have more and more and more, because I understand that this network, we never stop.
Yeah.
We have to keep going, right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. The question is, my team, most of the time, they're asking me because I'm a woman, but they're asking me whenever, hey, Tiffany, I share with my husband and I share with my friend. He say, hey, you're a woman. I'm a man. I need to become a man. It look like my skin is look like don't need to stop, don't need like shiny. I need to become a really, really a strong man. So that's why I need to use the skincare. So show me how the way you can convince even the guy, because you see, and I just explain with them, you don't know, in my company, the top level, all men.
Oh man.
Oh man. And and I don't know what is the good things and how they share the men to motivate them to use the skincare and then share the skincare. Can you share with that, please?
Yeah, sure, sure. So my philosophy has always been, you don't gotta like it to make money. For example, if you don't drink coffee, you still own Starbucks, right? Stores and make a lot of money. Like I don't wear women's clothing, but if I had six Victoria's Secret in New York City Times Square making a lot of money, I'll still own it because it'll make me money, right? So
Makes sense. Makes sense.
skincare, yes, there's not a lot of men doing it, but you got to ask yourself a question. Does it make sense? Do people use it? Do people spend a lot of money on it? And the answer is yes, right? So you're making a business decision, not based off your emotions, right? So I tell the guys like, hey, so many women spend money on skincare now, men too as well. It's a business decision that you're getting involved, right? But also number two is on top of that, of course, men and guys, yes, they could be a little hesitant because they're like, oh, it's only so many girls doing this and females doing this. I feel a little uncomfortable, right? But if you're a strong leader, right, then the individuals, they'll follow you. Like me, Mr. Danny Bay contacted me. I joined, of course. I mean, Riman was great, but of course I joined because of Mr. Danny Bay. Because why? He's a great leader. People join people all the time. So for a guy, right, to a guy, as you show yourself as a great leader or a strong leader, or maybe you have guy leaders that talk to the other guy leaders, people follow people, right? So to get guys in, you got to make sure that either you can share them another guy talking with them, share another guy leader, but share yourself as a strong leader yourself. And remember always that people join people 100 times. Products are good. Yes, it is. Of course, products are amazing. A lot of before and after photos, but at the end of the day, it's about you. They join you at the end of the day. They follow you. They trust you. They see your vision. They see your excitement. They see your enthusiasm. And that's why they follow you. So they can follow the movement and, of course, make this, a big thing for themselves too.
Thank you so much. I understand completely about that. But the thing is, the main point of me to say, hey, Tiffany, you are women. You are Miss. You have a beautiful skin. You talk to people easy to follow you. But I'm a man and I don't use the skincare. How can they listen to me?
Yeah. And the way that I say this, people, is this. A guy talking to a woman or someone, right? I tell them, don't say that you're looking for people. Always talk about somebody else you're working with them. So for example, if I'm a guy and let's say I'm not really into skincare or beauty and I'm not beautiful, right? And I want to talk to somebody about skincare or beauty on our company, I say, hey, got a question. Do you have any interest in K-beauty? An individual that I'm working with, her name is Angela, her name is Tiffany. She's a top executive right now with a K-beauty company. She's looking for somebody. So when you say she's looking for somebody, then the pressure goes off you. So it's not you looking for somebody, it's she. So now they're like, okay, she's in beauty. We know that you're in construction, you work at the restaurant, you do this business and that business. So when you talk about beauty and skincare, it sounds weird. Even in the beginning, when I first started, I didn't say I'm looking for people. I said the individual that I'm working with, Mr. Danny Bay, a top executive at K Beauty Company, he's looking for people. And I thought about you. So when you talk about the other person now they can't judge you anymore because you're talking about somebody else they never met before, right? So people could judge companies and people could judge things, but you can't judge someone you never met. So it's always better for guys to talk about someone else that's doing it, that they're working with. And that's the best way to have a conversation. Because if I'm doing restaurant business, lawyer, construction, whatever business, I talk about beauty and skincare, everyone's gonna be like, hold on a second. You don't do beauty, you don't do skincare. What are you talking about? How long have you been part of this company? And then now you sound like you're so new. Now they don't want to learn from you or listen to you because you're so new, right? But as soon as you talk about somebody else now, like, okay, who is this successful lady? Maybe I want to talk to her. Let's have a Zoom call. Let's have a meeting, right? So that's the best way to having a better approach when a guy talks to a female, for example.
Very, very smart way. And I learned from you today. It's so amazing. And I believe that my team, all the team of Angela and me is super very learning about this way. And from now on, we never get stuck with the guy. Even we reach out of them. And I say, hey, Stephen, I'm looking for some people like you. And I will let Stephen talk to you. He's the first one in the family, all the medical field and all the doctor, but he stronger than I'm right now. He make more than $100,000 a month, not a year.
Right. That's the crazy.
Super good. Yeah.
Tell the story.
One more question. Sorry. I believe that on the way you're successful, of course, we have to get failed before. So this is the main question. I most of the time listen from my team, and I really want they listen from you today. Not only me and Angela answer, but by you, a very successful guy.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever get betrayed or lie, or they return your product and they complain about the product from you? And what did you say to them?
I've gotten before negative people, rejections, right? Failures, right? From so many people, right? But you know what? I love negative people. You know that? Negative people, I love them. People that reject. You know why? Why I love negative people? Well, let me tell you first. Sometimes when someone tells me, oh, Riman is a scam or whatever they want to say and something negative, right? They're usually negative because they don't have the proper information. So I like to educate people, right? on exactly who Riman is. Like I try to explain to them what kind of company Riman is. And when I explain to them, now it makes more sense. A lot of people just say negative things because they already assume what they think it is. People that say negative things means that they don't know too much about it. They just heard about it, but they think that it's one of those things and they make it negative, right? So anytime I hear something negative, hey, I like to just educate them and give them the correct information and answer their questions, right? And of course, if anyone is, complaining and about the products or whatever it might have been, I realize, there's never a perfect business. There's never a perfect scenario. You need to have complaints. You need to have bad times so they can enjoy the good times. It's never going to be a perfect ride. But every time I get a complaint or someone's negative, I don't see that as a bad thing. I just see that as a learning experience. Every negative thing, I learned something new. So all the negatives and rejections that I had in the past, I always keep that as a learning experience. And that gets me better every day. So the more rejections I get, the more no's I get, the more complaints I get, I love it because I always learn something new, right? And if I can help them understand what got them negative or what got them to say no, then I can fix it for my future clients, right? So you want to get no's, you want to get negative people, you want to get rejections, because the more you hear about what could be bad or rejections or failure stuff, that's all a good thing. So for me, like I said, I love meeting negative people, rejections, no's. I probably got thousands of rejections, but guess what? I don't care. For me, I know that also it's all a numbers game. I know that if you speak to enough people will join. Not everybody joins, but it's just a numbers game, right? 1 out of 10 will become a manager. 1 out of 10 might be a senior manager, right? So it's a numbers game for me, right? But along the way, rejections and no's, it's all part of it. They say, yeses build your business, no's build your character, right? You want to get the no's, you want to get the complaints. That makes you stronger. And the reason why I'm a national director today is because in my past years and years of journey of business and entrepreneurship, I've gone through so much negativity, so many rejections, so much from parents and relatives and friends and coworkers and people, and so much negativity, but it only made me stronger, right? And in business, yes, you want to grow a big business, but you also want to grow yourself. And the only way to grow yourself is to go through those challenging times. But if the why is strong enough, then the challenging times doesn't matter. So for me, like I said, no's, rejections, negative people, failure, I love it all. I love negative people.
Yeah, me too. Me and Angela the same. Whenever we got any rejection or complaint, we feeling nothing to frustrate in the body.
Right.
Whenever we hear from that, we always say, okay, that's the life. Look like in the hand. When you sit in this way, you will see this the bright color. But if you stand behind the hand, you will see another color.
Right.
So every people have different assessment, and I completely agree with you. Just properly education.
Right.
So we need to patient, love them, and re-education them. Try to convince them how to stand on our side.
Right.
From that day, from that time, they will more understand. And the best way is let them understand more about the product. So they love the product as much, then they will flow.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that people get negative or they complain about products. And, I wish there was no complaints, of course. I wish there was none like that, but it happens. And, what can we do, right? It wasn't like we purposely did it. It was, it happens to people, and we can't do nothing about that. So the only thing we can do is damage control, talk with them, explain, and do the best we can,
Yeah,
But it's not for everybody. Not everyone's negative. There's so many more positive people than negative people, right? So you have to understand that.
Sometimes they're not negative. They just listen from their friend and their family, and they agree with the idea, and they talk to us about the idea. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. not much people negative. Most of the people, they love to do network. They really, really want to improve themselves too.
Right, right.
Yeah.
A lot of times family and friends, they care about you, but sometimes their opinions are not the best for the business, right? You don't, for your friends and family, you could ask them about other opinions, right? But for opinions, you want to ask a professional in the industry, right? People like, you guys that are directors and senior directors that are professional in the industry, you get your advice because you know the business. Friends and family, are not involved in the business, so sometimes they'll say things, it could be not the best business advice, but they're just saying it just because they care for you. And sometimes people they listen to that, and now, things happen, of course.
Yeah. I'm sorry, can I have one more question?
Sure.
Angela?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's good for team, huh? So like a big leader. So now under you have a lot of director and team leader. Show us and help us how you can control or help your team and build your team grow up like that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Yes. So obviously now very, very large organization, large team, and a lot of leaders and a lot of people. So, wherever I build in every country I build, I always look for that one or two main leaders that can control and work in that city that could become the main leader in that market, right? So when Jackie and Winnie were the main leaders, I supported them, and they learned, I taught them everything, and then they learned it, and then they went like this, right? So now in Asia, of course, they're controlling a lot of stuff in Asia. And so everywhere I go, every leader that I meet, I try to raise that leader up. I look for the leaders. And the leader could be at the top, a leader could be at the bottom. And many leaders at the bottom, if the leader is all the way at the bottom, and that's the strongest leader, then I'll work with the strong leader in the bottom to raise them up and have them, of course, do things on their own. Of course, at the end of the day, you want to have independent leaders, right? And what I do always is I keep on, as I help them become independent, I still look at the bottom and bottom and bottom and bottom. I'm still digging and digging and digging in all the legs. And I'm looking for leaders. I'm looking for people that are about to be a new team leaders, new coachable people, right? And they're all the way at the bottom. Guess what? I'm going to work with them. Because why? If I know they're a good potential leader, me coaching them, me mentoring them is way better than the leader above that doesn't have that much experience. Then I take the leader at the bottom, the new leader, and then I blow up that leader, right? And I look for more leaders and more leaders. So I keep on looking for leaders that can develop and train, and then help them become independent. And now once they become independent, the line is keep on growing, the legs are keep on growing. And I keep looking. It doesn't matter if they're at level 20, level 30, level 40, level 50, it doesn't matter. I always look for leaders. And even though Asia is so big, some of the Asian people now have some people in Canada, United States, and they're all at the bottom and they're leaders, I'm going to work with them one-on-one. Because sometimes the leaders in Asia could be too busy to work with everybody, right? So, I personally always keep on looking for and developing leaders so I can develop them. It doesn't matter what level they are, what position they are, or, which leg they're in. I look for them, I build them up. So all I do is I just keep on creating new groups, new leaders, new independent leaders. And that's what you want to do. You want to have new legs leaders up here, new groups down there, and having all these groups and leaders everywhere that you're mentoring and coaching, then obviously it just becomes a very, very healthy organization.
Thank you so much. I'm very appreciative so far. And I let other people have a question for you. Appreciate. Sure. Thank you so much, Steve.
Of course.
Yeah,
Thank you,
I love
Steve.
that.
Thank you so much for your time. And in the next year, 2025, Riman will getting very big. They will open in 6 countries. Yeah. So I think you have some plan for all the country open. So can you share with us what is your plan or what you prepare for 6 country open soon on next 2025?
Yeah. So obviously when Mexico opens up in March, I'm gonna be going down to Mexico. I'm already speaking to Mexico right now and have some people already waiting in Mexico. Korea, obviously we're launching Korea next month. I'm going to Korea next week, so I'll be in Korea for a bit. And then either before convention or after convention, I'm going to be doing another tour to the Philippines and to Malaysia and Singapore and I'll be in Hong Kong and Taiwan, and literally just I'm gonna keep on going, keep on doing events and event to event to event to event to event, and keep on looking for leaders, keep on developing more leaders, and to the point where we have hundreds and hundreds of leaders in every single country, and I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop until like every country is just booming. And and of course, after next year, we're going to be opening in more countries, right? So, and I know that just focusing next 4 to 5 years purely on Riman in the next 4 to 5 years, like, it will be a legacy company where, we'll be so big, so many customers, so many team members, and I see it. I see having 1 million team members. I see 1 million team members easy, no problem,
Yes.
And of course, growing to just my organization. My goal is to, grow into a $1 billion organization. That's my goal right now. So, that's why I need to do these events and meetings and travel and work hard now, because it's all about timing. Right? That's why I tell my team members, hey, don't go on vacation now. Go on vacation like after we open up all the countries. Go on vacation later. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing.
That's why we have to prepare. If we don't prepare, we will lose the timing. The timing is very important. And also, I heard that in very first like 5 year, Riman will open in 40 countries. Are you
Yeah.
excited?
100%. We'll be in 50 countries minimum. I mean, after
Yeah.
next year, the following year, we'll be in European countries. It's gonna be Latin America, European countries. I mean, it's gonna get crazy,
Yeah, and Vietnam will open soon. So how many people here have have a family in Vietnam, right? We will share in Vietnam. We will have
Right.
a lot of people. Even right now, I'm talking with many people in Vietnam, and they start sign up under Hong Kong. So
Yeah.
when Vietnam open, they ready to set up. So
Right.
we have to do the same thing. I think right now, Steve building a lot of leader, not only in US, in global, in in Mexico. Malaysia, I saw many video you training in Malaysia, Philippines, many countries. Yeah, even like when Remain just start in America, Steve go many state of United States, right? I saw you go maybe all
From state
all
to state,
the
now I go
yeah.
to country to country to country.
Yeah. So the important is the timing, and even you deserve whatever level, even national director, but no, we no stop. We keep looking for the people, and we keep have a high energy, because if you sharing with people with high energy, people can feel it. But if you're talking with people with low energy, they will feel no interesting. Right? Very important when we, all the time we have to talking with high energy and good mindset. Remain is a good product, is 100%. We don't need to talk about it. Only we talk about we have to find the new leader. Develop a new leader. I think that's why Steve doing right now. He want to develop 100 national director. Oh my goodness. Amazing. Right? Yeah. So yeah. Right now almost 1 hour for meeting. So anyone have a question for our national director, Steve Hyun? I don't want to take he too much time. So we can have a question very quick.
I saw some guy text her, Angela.
Yeah, anyone have a question? Can you unmute so you can ask Steve right now? So he will have you answer the question.
I saw someone text on the chat. Angela, you see it?
Riman says they have questions. Riman?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if anyone have a question, you can unmute, or we can go to next step.
Hi, Steve. My name is Matt. I'm new to the Riman opportunity.
Okay.
Your knowledge about how to network is valuable. My question to you, because I joined and I know, I'm kind of like more of the English speaking, and then on this group, I know a lot of people do speak Vietnamese. Do you assist on like joint calls initially, or who would I have the opportunity to, as a leader, kind of get that experience to help me through the process?
Of like, you mean like your potential prospects?
Yes, potential prospects.
So potential prospects, I mean, obviously you would want to either work with Angela or Tiffany, whoever your upline director is, but also we do have weekly calls, right? We have weekly calls every Thursday with the presentation as well. So if I was like in your situation, of course, I would be working with either my upline director or invite them to the Zoom calls or share their recordings from all the English meetings as well, where you can just kind of share that as a starting point until you can start doing it yourself, right? And in the beginning, of course, I mean, presentation is important, but it's not that important in the beginning. In the beginning, is more about just getting people to just try the products out until they actually believe in the products. And then when they believe in the products and they believe that this is a very lucrative business, then of course they'll learn the presentation, they'll learn the business, they'll learn the compensation plan, right? So in the beginning for me, yes, I do a lot of presentations every single day now, but in terms of like getting support, I mean, obviously, like I will come to these team calls to help out once in a while, but of course your upline director would be the one that could support you more with one-on-ones or the weekly team calls as well, which of course are always in English as well.
Okay.
But hello, Matt. Okay, so who is your upline?
Well, my upline right now, is on the call. Ashley's also my upline. We joined together, as well. I did speak to Jennifer as well, Jennifer Vung.
Jennifer is your upline. Okay.
Is one of my uplines. So she's supporting us, but from a hierarchy and from the experience, I know from a network in with the business and traditional business that I'm in, it's just always from the top, down. When you have a support from, your top, as Steve is, it's a little bit more easier to kind of navigate your way through it, especially for us. We're kind of in the beginning stages. We are planning and, working kind of the way we're strategizing, but it's just from a standpoint, and especially here, that's why, I want to take the opportunity to just ask Steve, his opinions, his suggestions, and then the way he started. And I, from the beginning, I understood and listened to how he kind of started. So it was a great experience for me to kind of to understand that.
Yeah. Like, me, like Danny Bay, for example, like he didn't come and do any pop-ups for me, right? So I kind of had to learn it myself in a way, which, it was just literally just, I had those travel kits back then, and I literally would just send it out to people and send them a YouTube video to have them learn how to do the products, right? That's all I did. So I just sent sample video, sample video, sample video, sample video. That's how I kind of started. And of course, later on, I did some pop-ups and some demonstrations, but me being a guy, I didn't do too many facials, right? I eventually found female leaders and they were doing the facials and the pop-ups, and that's how I kind of grew my business.
Yeah. And also, actually today, Wednesday, usually today is a Vietnamese Zoom meeting. So also we have a Tuesday night, we have a Zoom meeting with our Director Kaylee. She's my upline and she lives in New Jersey. She is Korean too, and she speaks fluently English. We have a Zoom on Tuesday every 8 p.m. Pacific time. Director Jennifer will give you the Zoom ID and Zoom code. You can join Zoom on Tuesday. You can learn more with, Director Kaylee. But actually today is very special day because this on this season. So I want to bring our special guest, our National Director Steve Hyun. But usually Wednesday is a Vietnamese speaker only. But today is special. But anyway, we connect you with our Senator Kaylee. She can, I think, better. She can help you and support you with the English speaker. Also, she have an English Zoom on every Tuesday 8 p.m. Pacific time. If you have a team member, you can join that Zoom and we can support for you. And of course, our National Director Steve Hyun, if you have a time, he will speak on Zoom on Tuesday sometime Tuesday and Thursday, we have a company Zoom and all its top leaders speak on that Zoom. So we can learn more about it too. Don't worry.
Great. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So also, collagen mask we selling back today. Buy 4 get 1 free and only for 24 hours. Only finish midnight tomorrow. So don't miss everyone. All the leader here, talk with your team and hurry up, buy it because we will don't sell it again maybe. And also this month is a big promotion. Only sign up on December. If you sign up on this month, you can have a chance to win up to 45,000 US dollar only this month. For example, if you sign up next month, but that person become team leader, they don't get the 3,000 bonus. But only this month, if you sign up people, the person sign up this month can have a chance to win up to 45,000 cash bonus. And of course, we still have a couple trip. Many leaders in this Zoom, they have experience go to the Cancun trip, go to Jeju trip, right? You feel the Riman retreat is different, the different will, but we still have a couple trip up to end of next month. But whenever they finish 250 people, the trip will be done. That's why we have to fast finish the qualify the trip. And also we have to prepare for the market will open next year. Right now I contact with many people Vietnamese live in Korea, and I Zoom with them, and they all excited and all ready to sign up on January 6th. We start the business in Korea. They all excited for the new business. And if some of them don't have Korea citizen yet, you can sign up under Hong Kong. And then later, when Vietnam open, they can change the flight. So that's why we do it right now. I Zoom with many leaders in Korea, but I will fly to Korea on March after convention. I will fly there. So, but we have to prepare right now and get ready when all the market open. So we have a leader ready to working on it. That's why we do Zoom right now. But next week is holiday Christmas coming up. I think we will have a lot of party. So use our product Riman to like a gift exchange to get more partner and sign up more people this month. And right now Hong Kong and Canada still free sign up. So if you have any people from there, that sign up right now, because we don't know when we will change the policy view. So this time is the best time for sign up and recruit the people. Thank you so much again for your time. We really appreciate your time. Our national director Steve Hyun, he have a lot of video on YouTube. If you search on YouTube, you show up he name and he presentation a lot in YouTube, Instagram as well. So today we learn about it, right? We have to change the hairstylist. Also, all the way bring the product with you and share with the people. Keep share with the people, and then fly to if you have a potential people, you have to fly to support them. Doesn't matter they direct under you or 10 level, 11 level, but if they potential, we have to support them to become leader. And also we have a good mindset. Doesn't matter they negative or no, but if you have a good mindset enough, you can pass everything. So that's we Zoom today, and thank you so much again for your time, and happy holidays everyone, and see you very soon. And hope everyone have a good energy for this week. Sign up many people as you can, and happy holiday everyone. Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, team, and good night.
Yeah. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you so much.